Hello, my name is Tom. I am a student of English. This is my story. I want to tell you about my life in Paris. I want to tell you about my exciting teacher. You can read my story. You can learn English with me. It is a beautiful spring day, and I am walking by the Seine River. I see a man sitting on a bench. I don't know him, but he looks friendly. I hear him talking on the phone in English. I don't understand much of what he is saying, but I know he speaks English fluently. I also want to speak English, but I am a beginner. I don't know many words. However, this is an opportunity for me to speak English. I decide to try to talk to the man. I say some sentences in my basic English and he understands what I say. I don't know many words and I speak slowly, but the man is kind and patient. I am able to have a simple conversation with him. I tell him that I want to learn English. He is happy to hear that, and he tells me that he is from the United States. He is visiting Paris for a vacation. We speak for about 10 minutes. Then it's time for me to go home. While I am thanking him for talking with me, he gives me his email address. He tells me I can write to him in English if I want to practice, and then we say goodbye. This is how my journey in learning English begins. After this meeting, I decide to work on my English skills more. I translate texts and I watch movies in English. I work on my English for 2 hours almost every day. In 6 months, I am able to speak quite well. It is great, but I want to know more. I decide to go to Paris to study English at a language school there. I really look forward to my first lesson. The lesson is on Monday. On my first day at school, I meet my teacher and the other students in the class. My teacher is a young man. He is very nice. He asks everybody to introduce themselves and say where they are from. Then the lesson starts. Our teacher asks us how we studied English before and what we suppose is the best method to learn English. I tell my teacher that I like translating songs and other texts, but I don't know what the best method to learn English is. Our teacher says that he will teach us a very effective method which is based on using the language. Our teacher tells us that we will not have to study, and we will not use textbooks. We will immerse ourselves in the language. It is great for me since I don't like studying and I don't like textbooks. Then we speak about what we should focus on when we learn a new language. Our teacher tells us, we need languages for communication. Languages help us say ideas and understand ideas. So when you learn a new language, the best way to learn is to use it for exchanging ideas. This is what we will do in our course. Most of the time we will speak. You spoke a lot when you learned your native language as a child, and you should speak a lot when you learn English as an adult. Unfortunately, many students spend a lot of time memorizing new words or learning grammar rules. They don't use English for speaking. They study about the language, but they don't use it very much. Of course, you need to learn new words and new grammar, but you don't actually have to study them. During this course, I will show you a very simple and effective way on how to learn new words and grammar. I like what our teacher says. Our lesson continues. We speak about our hobbies and what we do in our free time. We speak in pairs or with our teacher. It is great, and we speak for the entire lesson. I enjoy it so much. I have never spoken so much English during one lesson in my life. I have never learnt this way before. I am happy and I look forward to the next lesson. I go to school on Tuesday again. One of the students asks a question that is interesting for me. She asks, "What is the best way to learn new words?" Our teacher says, there are many things you can do to learn new words. I will tell you what is statistically the most effective way for learning new words. It is reading. When people read when they learn a new language, they learn twice as fast as people who don't read. It is good to read for at least 30 minutes every day. I want to show you what you should do if you want to get the maximum gains from reading. First, it is very important that the book or text which you read is interesting for you. It is important that you enjoy reading. The book can be a nice story or it can have some useful information for your job or your hobby. Don't read a text that isn't interesting for you. It is also good to read a text in which you know most of the words. When you don't know many words, you can get frustrated. You always want to enjoy everything you do while using English. It is good to choose a text which is interesting and also suitable for your level. When you read the text and you see a word that you don't understand, you get a dictionary and you look up the word. Then you continue reading. You don't have to write the word anywhere. You don't have to make a list of new words. You don't have to try to remember the word. You only focus on understanding the text. When it is clear to you what the word means, you continue reading. Any time there is a new word for you, you do the same. Reading also has another great advantage. When you read, you learn new words and you also learn how every word is connected to other words in the sentence. Then you can see how to link the words correctly. This way of learning new words is very effective. Give it a try and you will see how fast you can learn new words. Then we continue with the lesson. We speak about the situation in France and about the best jobs for students. This is good for me because I want to have a job. I want to do something after my class. I ask other students if they know where I can find a job. They tell me that I should go to a job center. The job center offers a lot of jobs for students. This is good for me and I am happy that I know where I can find a job. When my day at school is finished, I go to the job center. I don't know what jobs I can do, so I ask the lady at the job center what the best job for a student is. The lady tells me that they have some good jobs for students. She tells me that I can be a barista or a server in a cafe. I tell the lady I have no experience doing these jobs. She tells me that my English is good enough to work at the cafe. The training is not difficult and I can have more chances to speak English than being a cleaner. She tells me that I can start my job on Thursday. It is all good for me. I'm happy that I have a job where I can practice English. On Wednesday, I go to school again. There is one student in the class who is quieter than the other students. He is from Japan. When our teacher asks if we have any questions for her, this student from Japan says that he has a question. He says that he has a big problem with pronunciation. He knows that his pronunciation is not very good, but he doesn't know how to improve it. He doesn't speak much because he doesn't want others to listen to his bad pronunciation. He says that he reads and watches films in English a lot. He understands very well, but he also wants to improve his speaking. He asks if there is something he could do to improve his pronunciation. When my teacher hears this, she says, "Okay, I will tell you something about pronunciation and how to practice it. I will also teach you a great technique that can help all of you to be better at pronunciation." First, we have to look at why students have problems with pronunciation. When we speak, we have to move our mouth. We have to use muscles in our mouth. We all do that. The problem is that when you speak English, sometimes you use your muscles the same way you would use them in your native language. Then your pronunciation is different from the pronunciation of native speakers. This happens to many students who learn English. Almost everybody has a bit different pronunciation than they should have. In fact, it is not a big problem because usually people understand what you want to say even though your pronunciation is not perfect. However, you can work on your pronunciation and make it better. There is a great technique that can help you a lot. The name of this technique is shadowing. The technique is very simple. When you do shadowing, you simply copy the sound that you hear immediately after hearing it. When children learn their first language, they learn it by copying. They copy after their parents again and again until their pronunciation is perfect. You can learn English pronunciation in the same way. This is what you can do. Take some video or audio recording that is not very fast and that you understand. Very well. You listen and you copy what you hear when you hear it. That is all. Then, our teacher goes to www.youtube.com and she searches for the shadowing technique. She finds a good video where the shadowing technique is well demonstrated. We watch the video. Then we all try to do shadowing for about 3 minutes. Then our teacher tells us, shadowing is also good when you are preparing for a presentation or a speech. You can find a video or audio related to your topic and practice shadowing. It will help you improve your pronunciation and also get more comfortable speaking. If you practice shadowing every day, even for just a few minutes, you will notice a big improvement in your pronunciation over time. I think this is great advice. I decide to try shadowing when I watch English videos at home. After the lesson, I thank my teacher and go home to practice. Thursday is my first day at my new job in a cafe. I am excited but also a little nervous. I meet my boss, Mr. Martin, who is very kind and explains everything to me. I will be a server, taking orders and bringing food and drinks to the customers. I think this is a great opportunity to practice my English. At first, it is a bit difficult to understand everything the customers say, especially when they speak quickly. But I try my best and ask them to speak slowly if I don't understand. Most of the customers are very patient and happy to help me. As the day goes on, I get more comfortable and start to enjoy my job. In the evening, I feel tired but happy. I think that working in the cafe will really help me improve my English. On Friday, I go to school and meet my friends from the English class. We have a fun lesson where we talk about our favorite movies and books. After the lesson, I ask some of my classmates if they want to go for a coffee with me. They agree, and we go to a nearby cafe. We talk about our experiences in Paris and share tips on learning English. I find out that two of my classmates, Anna and Roberto, also work part-time in cafes. We laugh and share stories about our jobs. It is nice to have friends who understand what it is like to learn a new language and live in a foreign country. We decide to meet every Friday after class to practice English together and have fun. I am happy to have new friends and look forward to our meetings. The following weeks are very busy. I go to school every morning and work in the cafe in the afternoons. I also meet my friends on Fridays to practice English. I feel that my English is improving every day. I understand more when people speak to me, and I am getting better at expressing my thoughts. One day, our teacher gives us a special assignment. She asks us to prepare a short presentation about our hometowns. I choose to talk about Paris, the city I love. I spend a lot of time preparing my presentation. I write down what I want to say and practice it several times. I also use the shadowing technique to improve my pronunciation. When the day of the presentation comes, I feel nervous, but I am also excited to share my story. I talk about the beautiful places in Paris, like the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre Museum. I also mention the small cafes and bakeries that I love. My classmates listen carefully, and after my presentation, they ask me questions. I am able to answer all their questions in English, and I feel proud of myself. Our teacher says that I did a great job and that my English has improved a lot. I am happy to hear that my hard work is paying off. As the months pass, I continue to learn and grow. I enjoy my classes, my job, and my time with friends. My English is getting better every day, and I feel more confident speaking it. I remember the day I met the man by the Seine River. That simple conversation changed my life and set me on a path to learning English. Now, I can speak English well, and I have made many friends from different countries. I am grateful for all the opportunities one have had and the people who have helped me along the way. I look forward to continuing my journey, learning more, and experiencing new adventures in this beautiful city of Paris. Learning English has opened many doors for me, and I can't wait to see where it will take me next. One day, while browsing online, I come across a local language exchange group. The group meets every Friday evening at a nearby cafe to practice different languages. I think this could be a great opportunity to practice my English with native speakers and other learners. I decide to join the next meeting. When I arrive, the cafe is bustling with people chatting in various languages. I introduce myself to the group leader, a friendly man named David. He welcomes me and explains how the group works. We pair up with different partners throughout the evening to practice speaking. My first partner is a woman named Lisa. She is a native English speaker from the United States who is learning French. We agree to speak English for half of our conversation and then switch to French. At first, I am nervous, but Lisa is patient and encouraging. We talk about our hobbies, our favorite places in Paris, and our reasons for learning new languages. As the evening progresses, I meet more people and practice speaking with them. Each conversation boosts my confidence. I realize that speaking with native speakers helps me improve my pronunciation and learn new expressions. By the end of the evening, I feel more comfortable and motivated to continue attending these meetings. During the weekends, I continue to explore Paris with my friends. We visit Montmartre, a historic district known for its artistic vibe. We climb the steep streets and enjoy the stunning view from the top of the hill. We visit the Sacré-Cœur Basilica and marvel at its beauty. Montmartre is filled with artists painting and selling their work, and we spend hours wandering through the charming streets and absorbing the atmosphere. Another weekend, we take a trip to the Palace of Versailles. The palace is magnificent, with its opulent rooms and vast gardens. We join a guided tour in English, which helps us learn about the history and significance of the palace. Walking through the Hall of Mirrors and the beautiful gardens, I feel like I am stepping back in time. We also explore the Latin Quarter, known for its vibrant student life and historic sites. We visit the Pantheon, where many famous French figures are buried, and the beautiful Luxembourg Gardens. The Latin Quarter is filled with bookstores, cafes, and lively streets. It's a perfect place to practice my English while enjoying the rich culture of Paris. As my English improves, I start to feel more confident about looking for a better job. Working at the cafe has been a great experience, but I want to find something that will allow me to use my English skills more. I update my CV and start applying for jobs where I can use English. After a few weeks of searching, I get an interview at a small international company. They are looking for a customer service representative who can speak both English and French. I prepare for the interview by practicing common interview questions with my friends from the English class. When the interview day arrives, I am nervous but ready. I meet with the hiring manager, a woman named Sophie. She conducts the interview in both English and French, and I am able to answer her questions confidently. A few days later, I receive a call from Sophie. She offers me the job. I am thrilled and accept the offer immediately. This new job is a big step forward for me, and I am excited to start. On my first day at the new job, I am both excited and nervous. The office is located in a modern building in the business district of Paris. When I arrive, Sophie greets me and introduces me to my new colleagues. Everyone is friendly and welcoming. Sophie gives me a tour of the office and explains my responsibilities. My job involves answering customer inquiries, helping with orders, and providing support in both English and French. I will be working with a small team of international colleagues, which means I will have many opportunities to practice my English. Throughout the day, I get to know my new coworkers. I meet John from the UK, Maria from Spain, and Ahmed from Egypt. We all speak English together, and it feels great to be part of such a diverse team. By the end of the day, I feel more comfortable and confident in my new role. As part of my effort to improve my English, I decide to join an English book club. I find a local club that meets once a month to discuss a book chosen by the members. The club is open to both native speakers and English learners. At the first meeting, I meet the other members of the club. There are about 10 of us, and everyone is very welcoming. We sit in a circle at a cozy cafe, and the discussion begins. This month's book is a novel by Jane Austen. I have read the book in preparation for the meeting and taken notes on the parts one found interesting. The discussion is lively and engaging. Everyone shares their thoughts and interpretations of the book. I am a bit shy at first, but as the conversation progresses, I start to participate more. The other members are supportive and encourage me to share my ideas. It's a wonderful way to practice speaking English and to learn from others. Paris is a city full of cultural events, and I take advantage of every opportunity to immerse myself in English-speaking activities. I attend English-language theater performances, film screenings, and lectures. These events are not only entertaining but also great for improving my listening skills. One evening, I attend a lecture at the American Library in Paris. The lecture is given by an author who writes in English, and it's fascinating to hear about her experiences and insights. After the lecture, there is a Q&A session, and I muster the courage to ask a question. It feels great to be part of the conversation and to practice my English in a real-life setting. As I continue my journey of learning English, I make friends from all over the world. My English class, the language exchange group, and my job introduce me to people from different countries and cultures. We share our experiences, learn from each other, and support one another. One of my closest friends is Anna from Poland. We often study together, help each other with English, and explore Paris. We visit museums, go to language exchange events, and even travel to nearby cities on weekends. Our friendship enriches my experience and makes my time in Paris even more enjoyable. After attending several language exchange meetings, I decide to host my own event. I talk to David, the group leader, and he supports the idea. We choose a date and a venue, and I start planning. On the day of the event, I am both excited and nervous. I have invited people from my English class, my colleagues, and other friends I have made in Paris. When the event starts, the cafe fills with people speaking different languages and having fun. I lead the group through a few icebreaker activities to help everyone get to know each other. We then split into pairs and small groups to practice speaking. The evening is a huge success. Everyone enjoys the event, and I feel proud of myself for organizing it. My journey of learning English continues, and I am always looking for new ways to improve. I take an advanced English class, participate in workshops, and practice speaking every day. I set new goals for myself, such as giving a presentation in English and writing a short story. One day, our teacher gives us a creative writing assignment. We have to write a short story in English. I decide to write about my experiences in Paris and my journey of learning English. Writing the story is challenging but rewarding. It helps me reflect on my progress and see how much I have grown. At my new job, I am asked to give a presentation in English about our customer service strategies. This is a big challenge for me. But I see it as a great opportunity to practice my English and improve my public speaking skills. I prepare thoroughly for the presentation. I write my speech, create slides, and practice in front of a mirror. I also ask my friends from the English class to listen to my presentation and give me feedback. When the day of the presentation arrives, I feel nervous but prepared. I stand in front of my colleagues and begin to speak. As I go through my slides, I focus on speaking clearly and confidently. To my relief, the presentation goes well. My colleagues applaud, and Sophie tells me I did a great job. As I look back on my journey of learning English in Paris, I feel a sense of accomplishment and pride. I have worked hard, faced challenges, and made significant progress. I have met wonderful people, made lasting friendships, and created unforgettable memories. Learning English has opened many doors for me. It has improved my job prospects, enriched my cultural experiences, and allowed me to connect with people from different backgrounds. My journey is far from over, and I am excited to continue improving and exploring new opportunities. With my newfound confidence and skills, I decide to set new goals for myself. I want to become fluent in English, travel to English-speaking countries, and maybe even start learning another language. I also want to continue exploring Paris and make the most of my time here. I create a plan to achieve my goals. I will continue taking advanced English classes, participate in language exchange events, and practice speaking every day. I also plan to read more English books, watch English movies, and listen to English podcasts. One of my biggest goals is to visit an English-speaking country. After saving up some money, I decide to take a trip to England. I plan to spend a week in London, exploring the city and practicing my English. When I arrive in London, I am amazed by the vibrant atmosphere and the rich history. I visit famous landmarks.